skydiving when I text you. Rose petals on the floor outside your bedroom. Sunshine whenever you smile, it's the best view.
Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Windows Server 2016 series. This episode is going to be generally about setting up Active Directory, how it's going to look, the OUs we're going to create, the group policies we're going to set up, and the users and groups that we're going to put in place. This is mainly what what this video is going to be about. So, let's just go for it. Let's just jump in, So we're going to come up to Tools in the Server Manager. We're going to go to Active Directory Users and Computers. And here we are. So the first thing we want to open up here is the Iron Lab.internal. It's the one we created in the last video. And you can see here we've got a couple of things going on. There's folders and things like that. This computer's OU here is where any computer that joins the domain will defaultly be. So when your computer joins the domain, this is where you'll see that. So we can create a computer in here if we want, but we're not going to. And then in here is the domain users. So you can see up here the administrator account. And if we expand this, you can see, domain computers here. You can see members. There's none. But, if there was another domain controller or, domain computer, they'd be in there. See, the domain controller, however, is in here. Which is our main computer, this one here. So let's just start by creating a new OU. So we're going to, you can either right click in this section here, or you can right click on your domain name and create a new OU. It will say this down here. This will be checked by default. Check container from accidentally being deleted. So it just protects it from accidental deletion, basically. It says. Let's just call this, I don't know, Iron Lab domain, and we're going to make that the main OU. So this is where we're going to be mainly. Inside this OU, I'm going to create two other OUs called Computers and Users. Users. And then in Users, I'm going to create a couple new OUs too. We're going to be basing this off of a school business environment. So we have, administrators. So, system administrators. We have staff. So that would be the staff members, things like that. We also have our students. And that's how we're going to set this up. So I'll show you what I mean. So first of all, we're going to create the administrators OU. Then we will create the staff members OU. And then the students OU. In each of these OUs, we can create groups. So let's go into administrators here and just create a new group. New here and group. Let's just call this sysadmins for now, just to make it easy and short. In staff members, we're going to create a group called staff members. Just like that. And in students, nice and easy, just a group called students. And that's just mainly the OU setup. we're going to go back into the main users folder here and just drag and just right click on administrator, sorry, and click on copy. And we're just going to name this copied account system administrator. And then the logon can be sysadmin. Let me just make sure. Password can be admin. Why not? Oh, and here we go. So if you try and set up a password that doesn't meet the password complexity, it's going to pop up an error. I know we disabled that in the local security policies before we installed AD, but we need to go back and disable that now. So just quickly hop back into the server manager, go to tools, and go down to group policy management. Okay. And open up the forest here, and then open domains, and then open your domain name folder. And then here you'll see default domain policy. Go ahead and right click on that and edit. And it'll come up with the group policy editor for the policy you've just edited or chose to edit. You want to go into computer configuration, policies, Windows settings. Just wait for that to come up. Security settings, account policies, and password policy. And as you can see, it's enabled itself here. By default, this is always enabled. So you've just got to go through and just disable everything. And just turn all of it off. Set all of these to just 0. Close it off. And now we should just be able to click... Oh, wait, no. Run command prompt real quick and just do gp update /force. And now, there we go. System administrator. Go ahead and move that into admins. Or administrators, sorry. And then in here, you can see you've got system administrator along with the sysadmins group. So we're going to click on the system administrator account, right click it on all tasks, and go to add to group. And this is where we can type in our system admins group name. And after doing that, you can see that our system administrator account pops up in here, and we can go ahead and open that from there. Now we can go ahead and create more users if we want in here. So let's just create a staff member test account, and we'll just set the login name as staff test, and the password can just be test. So it never expires, and finish. Yep. And then we'll just do another right click, and we'll add it to the staff members group. Oops. There we go. Same with students, I'm just going to do the exact same thing, just instead. Okay, what? Okay, apparently it didn't create the user, that's a bit weird. Oh, that's because, yeah, okay, I'm seeing why. I'm seeing what I did wrong. It never expires, and then we'll just go ahead and add that to the students group. There we go. Now we've got, our basic setup. It's not a huge, business level setup, but it gets the point across, is what I'm saying. So this will just get the point across, and it'll show you guys how to just, generally lay things out. So that's going to be it for it, Active Directory. We're going to go back into our Server Manager. We're going to go back up to Tools, and we're going to open up that Group Policy Management console we opened earlier. And we're going to go back into Forest, Domains, and your domain name. And now is where things get fun, because this is where we can create group policies. So finally, we're getting into things here. Okay. So we're going to click on the Iron Lab domain. This will host everything. So it will host the computers and users OUs that we created. And then in that where those two OUs are, you want to create a new group policy. And we're going to call it, you can keep object if you want, by the way. I just don't. I'm going to call mine computers group policy. You can call yours computers group policy object if you want. It doesn't really matter what you name it, as long as you know what it does. I'm going to right click this and enforce it. So you can check enforce there. And we're going to edit it. The first thing I like to do in here is go to computer configuration, policies, administrative templates, system, and I like to scroll all the way down till you find display highly detailed status messages. Go ahead and open that and enable it. On apply when I can get to it. And then that should be mostly it. I also like to go into logon while we're here. And there are two things I like to turn off in here. So come down until you see show first sign in animation and disable that. And okay. And then come down to where it says do not display the getting started welcome screen at logon. Go ahead and enable that. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is go all the way back into here. We're going to go back into computer configuration, policies, but this time we're going to go Windows settings. We're going to go back into security settings here. This time we're going to go to local policies and security options. And then we can scroll down here until we find interactive logon, do not require, Control-Alt-Delete. We're also going to look for do not display last user. And we're going to enable them. The reason I'm doing do not display Control-Alt-Delete, or sorry, do not require Control-Alt-Delete is because if you add a Windows 7 client to these, it will require Control-Alt-Delete. So, yeah. Then go ahead and run CMD and do a group policy update. Okie dokie, so that's going to be it now for setting up the group policy structure. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed this, episode 2. I know it's not that long, but it was just, something I wanted to do to show you guys how I set up Active Directory. You can go ahead and experiment if you want, look up a couple of other tutorials, learn how you could structure out your AD better. This is just personally how I have found constructing OUs better. So, in episode 3, we're going to set up DHCP and see if a client can get an IP address from DHCP. So, yeah. That's going to be a whole video in itself, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it was, not too long, but yeah. I'll see you all in episode